Hi guys, it's me, Adrienne, Abby, and now Layla. She's joining us on this podcast. We're going to talk about Black History Month and some other things going on social media wise in the news. So let's get started.
Okay.
Abby?
Yeah, okay. So first of all, I think it's like important to like note that this is Black History Month in the US. Like the UK have their own, which is in October. So yeah, at the moment it's Black History Month in the US. And just by like doing like research today, I saw that it was founded by Carter G. Woodson, who wanted to change like the content and like the commentary in textbooks and like historical pieces of literature to kind of be more focused and acknowledging of the Black community. And the reason that it's in February is because it has two significant birthdays of key figureheads. First is Frederick Douglass, who was a leader of the slavery abolitionist movement, and then the other one was Abraham Lincoln. And yeah, so that's why it's in February. And yeah, yeah.
All right. So yeah, I think it's important for us as we study and like learn how to be anti-racist, not just not racist. I think it's important for us to lift up Black voices, and the way that I can personally do that is through my passion through literature. And some writers that I love are James Baldwin. He makes some great points about racism in the education system, and Toni Morrison, which is one of my favorite writers and speakers. She's an incredible speaker. And then Jamaica Kincaid, particularly, it's called A Small Place by Jamaica Kincaid, and it's about the effects of colonialism, where tourism is kind of just a facet of colonialism, like where you go to this different country and you see like how these people live, and you think it's very novel and very quaint and very cute, but it's how these people are forced to live because their only income is through tourism. Like she lives in a small island in the Bahamas. It's a really great read. So that and Spoken Soul by Rickford and Rickford, who talks about African American English as a language, which it is. Yeah, I think that those are some really good reads. I know, Layla, you had some points to make.
Yeah, so, well, first of all, I mean, I haven't read too much literature, but one that really stood out to me was Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race. But that really just talked to me about, that was quite helpful for learning the issues that we might have in the UK and might have had over history, because I mean, in our education for the curriculum for this kind of topic, it's just not sufficient. There's just not much. I mean, I don't really recall much about learning about it at school. Like I have no recollection. And I went to a school that was like so diverse, and we had so many Black people, and we were so like, it's just a bit surprising growing up that now I've realized we never really touched on anything.
Yeah.
So that book was quite helpful for learning how it might be different from the US, but how the issues are still here, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that, I think that's quite an important read if you know, if you're from the UK, or if you're just kind of trying to find out you know, the differences that might have happened in the US to the UK. I know you read it as well, Abby, but I think you read it a bit more recently than I did.
Yeah, I read it like a couple of weeks ago. I kind of feel like I'm late on the like bandwagon a bit, but I read it a couple weeks ago. And yeah, I think it was like I kind of needed to read it. I think like the way it's kind of done is it's split into like different sections of how kind of Black people are like unrepresented in like the country, and like whether it's through history or like feminism or through like pop culture. Like she spoke about like every single kind of aspect of it. and like aspects that like you like I didn't like you think you should notice but you don't notice day to day, like even things like she was saying that when she was growing up, when she was like watching films and stuff, like the lead like heroine is always white, and then her like best friend is like black and like funny and like
yeah, that's such a media trope. I notice that all the time.
Like, and when someone said when I read it, I was like, that's the most obvious thing, but because like admittedly like with the whole country or everyone's ignorant to it, like, clicked before. So yeah, I read that recently, and I thought it was like I thought it was really really good. And like we were saying like earlier when we were like planning like what we were going to talk about today, even in like our schools, like we learn about like the civil rights movement in like in history, but we don't learn about any like British Black history at all in our schools. And like I know that the civil rights movement obviously is like so like poignant and like important to learn about. In like as like in Britain, isn't it kind of just as if not more important to learn about like our history within the Black community. So yeah, I think that's kind of what I learned from that book. But yeah, it was really really good. She was really, really well written. When
you brought that up, it made me think of how I feel like we just learn about like the tragedy, like we're on the tip of the iceberg, like learning about the tragedies that happened during the Civil War, but we never hear about like the kind of evil people who did it. We just hear like, oh, that was so bad, that was so sad. We don't really place blame on, I mean, for me personally in high school, and something that I noticed a couple weeks ago about Black History Month was people on TikTok saying like, this is what you learned happened to slaves, like for punishment, and this is like what actually happened. And it's like I almost can't watch him, like even describing it, like it's just what happened to them, or like it's disgusting. We just get the tip of the iceberg with it. And we don't really hear about like the triumphs of like how far they've come, you know?
Yeah.
And I think like the past year's definitely been like such an awakening for like everyone.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. I think like even though like the reason why it's become an awakening is so tragic and like so awful, I think it was like it's really important that there has been an awakening. And like because I and so many people probably wouldn't have read like Why I'm No Longer Talking to Black People About Race if like the past year hadn't happened, if like
I didn't
protests like hadn't happened. Like the reason that these books are becoming known is because like everyone's kind of more open to educating themselves and are like less ignorant and like wanting to kind of learn about it, which I think is really important.
Do you think that like I personally feel like it always seems to be, you know, it's an awakening, but at the time there was just some things I was seeing on social media and I thought people don't realize that this isn't a trend, this is like this is significant, and it always seems to be a kind of trend because it just disappears and it goes away. And like for weeks people were posting, and like I think some people felt like maybe they should post or
like obligated,
because it's difficult to kind of, you know, I don't know, it's just a sticky situation if you're not used to it and you're not really sure, you know. Some people are just scared to kind of get their opinions across and to kind of be shunned for them. But I just feel like sometimes maybe it's misinterpreted and it just becomes a trend and we forget about it, even though things haven't changed. Like there's so many things that happened last year that although they made a huge impact on how people felt, I mean, and you know, it made an impact on giving people an opportunity to actively educate themselves and find out more and look into it and make an effort, but there's still so many issues going on, so many things from last year that haven't been resolved, and it's just kind of like disappeared and faded into the background. It's crazy.
It just like always fades though when it's to do with like racism or quite like, I don't know, they shouldn't be but taboo topics, like it just fades away. Like there's this big like surge, like trend, and then like you said, like everything just kind of like just fades away. but yeah, it is, I think, yeah, it's just, I have like really like tried to make an effort to like educate myself more about it.
Even if we're not sure how to, I found it so much simpler now. Like I've got so many Black friends, and now, you know, I've spent a lot of time thinking, well, what's the right way to go about it? Like, I want to know more, I want to make a conscious effort. So I just ended up asking them. I was like, what is it I can do? What do you think I can do that's going to, you know, help educate myself in, you know, in the right way? And not just from a trend, like what's going to actually make a difference. And I don't know, I feel like that is like that kind of that kind of significant incident kind of helped make things a little bit more simpler for me.
Yeah, I think literature is like the best tool that we have as white people to understand, because it's the best mode of like creating compassion and empathy. And
it's like really like good way for like unheard voices to be able to speak without being interrupted. Like that's the way that Black people, or the Black community, can like speak how they feel without being just like dismissed. Like they can put it in a book, and then people can like choose to read it and educate themselves, which I think is really good.
I do have a question for you guys. In the UK, have you guys ever witnessed racism?
100%, like 100,000%.
Can you like give an example?
It's such a difficult one as well. And I think so, just a simple example, just even people I thought were friends who I lived with at university, I made a conscious effort to pick these people as people I want to live with. And it just, sometimes it's played into a joke. And I think it's just, I then was working alongside other Black people. I was working with them and getting to speak to them on a different kind of level. And it just kind of like gave me a reality check. It's not, I mean, it was never a joke to me. It's never something that I could ever laugh at. It's not, you know, being racist is not funny ever. But I think I found it difficult to find the words of, you know, like what to say to kind of like, I was thinking, am I being dramatic? Or like, I'll be honest, I was naive. And I think speaking with other people and trying to, you know, get out of that kind of like naive place and, you know, that nervousness, I've just started to speak up, because it just got to a point where I realized, I don't know, it's never funny, and it's not an excuse to say you didn't mean it or anything like that. And I think although I've never witnessed someone being racist to someone explicitly, like, you know, to their face or anything like that, it's still racist if it's behind someone's back, or if it's hidden in a joke and it's subliminal. So yeah, I've seen it in those ways, and that to me was enough. That to me was enough to kind of...
I feel the same way. Like in high school especially, I like saw it happen, but I was just like such a timid girl, and it's not an excuse, but like I was just a very timid girl, and I didn't think it was my business. But I know now, like if I saw something, like to be anti-racist, it's like my job to say something. 100%. And I think that hopefully that's the growth that we'll get out of this. This like I don't know the word, but like of going on this quest of like trying to educate ourselves, you know. I hope that that's what we'll all get out of it. But it's still scary out there. It's still scary. People are gross. I don't like it, and it's going to be hard for a while.
I like, grew up in like a really like there was in my school there was like a handful of people that weren't white. So like I come from like basically I come from like a really like overly white populated place, and one of my best friends is Bangladeshi, and she was walking to college one day, and it was just after Brexit happened, and a group of like 40-year-old men came up to her and were like shouting at her on the street, telling her to like go back to her country, and she like is in her country, Do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. What the hell?
She's never even been to Bangladesh, like, and so yeah, she came to college, like she was meeting me in college, and she came in and like told me what happened, and that was just, and it was just so horrible, like
Yeah.
unbelievable that in broad daylight, like it wasn't even like not that this would have excused it at all, but it wasn't like it was on a night out and they were like really drunk and just rowdy, like
Yeah, like
it was literally like like 9 a.m. like in the morning.
yeah,
in the
like
middle
you have this much hate within you, like just
yeah.
after breakfast, you're just ready to go.
Yeah, in like
Yeah.
the middle of town, like stone cold sober, like, well, you can assume they were stone cold sober,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't have made any difference if they weren't. But yeah, and so she's had that like said to her and stuff,
Oh my God.
and like
It's so hard.
I know she was like all alone as well. Like, but thing is, if I was there, like there's nothing, it's so bad, but there's nothing like you could have said or done. Like a group of like 40-year-old men
Oh
can
yeah, yeah,
Intimidating as well. Like it's intimidating
yeah.
enough having, you know, a group of older men, you know,
Being a
like
woman.
hurl abuse at you,
Yeah,
let alone it being racist abuse and you're being singled out and being made to feel that
yeah.
you're not in your own country. It's just ridiculous.
Oh my
I
God.
know. But yeah, there's definitely, I think, and whenever there like is racism in like my area, or like when I've known about it, I think it's been more kind of known because it's like such an isolated incident, if that makes sense, because
Yeah.
there's it's primarily like a white community, so when something racist does happen, like it's really known. I mean, obviously it's like ingrained in everything and everywhere, but I mean, like when situations happen, like it's really known.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's awful, but I think like Black History Month and like the past year, I'm hoping like it's kind of
Yeah,
like people educating themselves and like taking steps forward to
yeah.
kind of wipe
I
away
think
like the racism, and to like make people be anti-racist, like that's so important
Yeah.
to be anti-racist rather than like not racist.
Yeah.
yeah,
Racist, I think, is like the key thing that people need to like know how to do and like how to be.
yeah. And I know with when everyone was posting like the black squares on Instagram saying like I'm not gonna
Yeah.
talk or whatever, there was a lot of like back and forth between like whether they thought that was good, whether they thought that was bad, whether they thought it was like at least like they're like showing something and making an effort. I think it's just going to be a learning process for us to figure out and listen to these voices,
Yeah.
which I want to mention Rachel Cargill. I'm going to spell that. Shoot, 1 second.
It's so true though. We need to not do things that we think is right to do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's so true to listen to what do they think, what does, you know,
what would help them.
yeah. Exactly, because it's a completely different perspective.
Yeah, there's been like, we've spent like enough time like letting white people like kind of like
write the history
like,
books and tell us.
people kind of like taking over and like telling the world how Black people feel, but it's just really important that it's actually like non-white people telling everyone how they feel, and like that we actually listen to them rather than just kind of interpret them the way we want to interpret them. Like we have to like actually listen and acknowledge to like what they are saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I wanted to recommend Rachel RACHEL CARGLE on Instagram. She does the best. Like she'll put down scripts of like tweets or something, or like conversations she overheard, and just like pick it apart linguistically and say like this piece right here is like this is racist, like this right here is not good, and she'll explain exactly why. And it's really like for me it's been really enriching to learn how my vocabulary can be like unintendedly racist. She's just like my favorite resource right now. I love her, so I definitely recommend you guys follow. Yeah.
Another thing as well, I think it's quite good that, I don't know if I'm trying to make it seem like there's been more of a conscious effort, or whether there genuinely has been more of a conscious effort to celebrate Black History Month more recently, obviously, with like certain, you know, it being highlighted on Netflix, it being a topic talked about everywhere on Twitter, TikTok, like literally every single social media platform. But yeah, I don't know whether it's actually being celebrated and consciously pointed out more, or if I'm just trying to make it fit, because I feel like there's been a difference in my perspective of, you know, celebrating the Black community.
Yeah, that's hard. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like every attempt by brands to do anything, whether it's for like LGBTQ or Black History Month, it falls flat on its face. Nobody thinks it's genuine.
Well, yeah, like I literally saw that Apple, obviously they're going to make some kind of attempt. They're huge, but they released a limited edition Series 6 watch in honor of Black History Month. So I just got asked myself the question, like originally when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's cool, you know, they're acknowledging it. But then I thought, it's your responsibility to acknowledge it. It's Black History Month, and you're trying to you're using it as a marketing tool. Like it then I then started thinking about it, and I thought, I don't really know if they can celebrate. Like I don't know many brands that do celebrate, you know, significant times like this, or celebrations, traditions, without trying to make it into some kind of marketing tool. It's crazy.
Yeah, it seems really forced, doesn't it?
I don't know how we can, like, it does seem really forced. I don't know, like, where we can go from here, because, like, I'd like brands to acknowledge it, but I don't trust them when they do. I'm like, that's bullshit.
I think brands need to, like, brands like Apple need to kind of think about the ways they they should acknowledge it, like bringing out an Apple Watch dedicated to History Month. Like, what
does that help anyone? I mean, does that honor the Black community?
Like, to help.
It's so weird.
Yeah,
they could think of so many different ways of like, making even like their like devices more like educational, maybe, of like Black history. Like it's just like they could think of so many more ways than bringing out an Apple Watch.
Yeah,
all the time anyway. Like, just like naming it, this is the Apple Watch, this is Black History Month. Like, no,
I know.
Difference between that watch and then the next watch that comes out in the next series. Like, it just doesn't help anyone.
Like, aren't they supposed to be like geniuses? Why can't they figure this out? Why are we debating this on our little podcast? And like, we're like, guys, you guys need to figure it out yourself, idiots.
Out.
Jeez. And like 3 girls just thinking about what should they do. You just like figure it out, dude.
I know.
We don't have to talk about brands. Okay, well, if anyone has any final thoughts, please chime in. Okay. Well, I think we should transition, and I'm sure we will talk about this in the coming podcasts. So.
Yeah.
Anyone have any social media news that they're just dying to talk about? No? Okay. Well, I do.
Yeah, go.
Framing Britney.
Oh, yeah.
I have been a Britney Spears fan through and through. I almost wore my t-shirt for this podcast, but then I was like, it'd look weird, like when we weren't talking about Britney, so I didn't. But I'm a Britney fan through and through, and I already knew like 90% of the stuff that was in the podcast, that was in the, why did I keep calling it a podcast? That was in the documentary.
There should be a podcast, that's why.
It should, really. Actually, I know a couple girls who did do a Britney podcast, but they stopped it once they found out about the conservatorship and like all the like shit all the junk that she's been through, because they didn't want to like try and capitalize off her trauma.
Yeah.
And it is insane. Like, the documentary is framing like what happened to Britney as if it happened today in 2021. All these people would be canceled. Like Diane Sawyer asked her if like she was a virgin. Jay Leno like went on about her and some monologue and just really like beat down into her. Like the media killed Britney Spears. Britney Spears was never dumb. She was never crazy. She's a woman who lost her autonomy. And her children, for the most part, she's under conservatorship from her father. She does not have access to her social media.
Yeah.
I showed you, Abby. Have you seen her social media, Layla?
I mean, this is what I knew about. This is the like just the glimmer of craziness that I saw. It's crazy.
I was on TikTok yesterday. Obviously, like I'm always on TikTok. Everyone's on TikTok. So I was on TikTok yesterday, and this old old X Factor audition came up, and Britney was one of the judges. And this wasn't even like, so this was like obviously a few years ago, but not like so many years ago that it would like constitute the change that has happened. But she has changed her appearance so she hasn't changed it, but her appearance has changed so much. Like,
yeah,
you wouldn't think that
That's insane.
that was like the same kind of person, or it was the same person with like the same. She's definitely like, if you looked at her Instagram, it genuinely looks like she's had like the biggest like mental breakdown ever.
Like she's on some sort of antipsychotic meds. I don't know what kind, but I know that they are heavy. And I actually do want to share my screen for a second. Can I do that on here?
Yeah, you can at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the green thing. Duh. Oh, you disabled it, Abby.
Oh.
How dare you? This what I'm about to show you is proof that she is not running her Instagram account, because she says, I heard you guys have been writing me asking about my New Year's Eve resolutions or whatever. I heard about it. If you run your own Instagram, you say, I saw you guys commenting. She's like, I heard you guys writing in about it. Like,
oh gosh,
it's so real.
I'm not laughing because of it. I'm laughing.
No, I know.
Because of how passionate you are about it.
I'm so serious. You have no idea, dude.
It's like you've done this like
at night.
Like you've really investigated into this.
Well, to be fair, I've seen that she's even hidden messages in her did you see the one about the hat where she she was like, behold, she was doing this, and she's like pointing to the writing that says help me.
Yeah.
And it does say it.
I only know about it because Adrienne's told me about it.
I know about it because of TikTok. Thank goodness for TikTok.
Oh yes. Okay. I'm gonna share this with you guys. Let me know if you can or can't hear it.
Can see it now? Yeah.
Can you hear it?
No.
But I mean, just looking at it is horrifying. How do I make the sound go?
I don't know if I'm trying to make something out of it, but she keeps looking to the side as well in this video.
She's reading something.
Yeah, she does. She's reading from something.
Wait.
Yep.
There.
Yep. There. And there. And there.
It's so sad though, because she was like, I mean, I don't know whether maybe the videos that I saw on my Instagram were actually taken from the Framing Britney Spears. It might have been from that, because otherwise there's a whole nother documentary that I saw clips from, but where they were talking about, well, they were showing her videos of when she was, quite a bit younger, when obviously she was like a complete star and what we would probably remember Britney Spears as being.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how different she is. Like she's vocal about how she feels about people. Like there's videos, obviously. I can't remember who it was. There was an occasion when which lady was it? She basically ended up saying that she hated Britney Spears or for some kind of like rumor or issue in the media. Anyway, and Britney Spears is just so vocal and like normal and genuine. Like she's genuinely participating in these interviews, but it's so different to how she is now. I'm like, but what happened in between then? Because when she was younger, I feel like she was completely, well, I mean, we were never going to know.
Lucid. She was lucid,
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to describe it. She was lucid, and then she was put into a psychiatric ward twice in the same month, involuntary, I forget, I don't know, she was put in there involuntarily. And people wonder like why she went crazy. She went crazy because there were 40-year-old men like Matt Lauer, Jay Leno, and then Diane Sawyer asking her about her virginity and like her bra size, stuff like that. And they say like, they go, oh, she's too sexy for children. She should be a role model for children. And then they sexualize her over and over and over again. And it's like, what do you expect from this girl? I don't know if you guys know that song, If You Seek Amy by Britney. It's if you seek Amy, and if you say it, it's F-U-C-K me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she got Megyn Kelly to say it, who's like just this B word in American news television, to say it on live TV. It was pretty insane. You guys need to watch that music video. It's incredible.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've heard of it.
It's, oh my gosh, I'm gonna pull it up right now.
But there was that, you're so right about them sexualizing her, because there was, I think it was again from this documentary, a clip of when she was really young and she was amazing. Her voice was so different to like all the music we heard of her singing. And the guy, the presenter, I don't know who he is, it was literally just a random clip. And he's like, do you have a boyfriend? Bearing in mind, she's like, I don't know, she's not over 10. She's literally, she's so young. And she's like, no. And he's like, well, why don't I be your boyfriend? And I'm sorry, that's just strange.
Dude,
like,
if that happened right now, canceled, slit the throat, canceled.
So true.
You can't come back. They would not be able to come back. Like, cancel culture is whatever it is. Like, yeah, they cancel bad people for a good reason, and it's got a little crazy, but I wish it was there when Britney was our pop queen.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God, this poor girl. She's just...
Okay.
You're back.
Okay, what happened? I didn't hear all that, and I see you guys like hysterically laughing, and then I hear Adrienne's canceled. I'm like, what the hell?
No, it was like, we couldn't hear you say anything after Pop Queen, and I was like, that's it, they've heard you. They heard you talking about this. You're now cancelled. Yeah.
God.
Conspiracy.
That's so scary, actually. That happened, the timing on that as well was a bit
weird.
That's like, yeah.
They know. Oh, and Justin Timberlake, here's this.
Wait, what's with him? What's he done?
So okay, no. Do you know what? You take it, because I'm not gonna do it justifiably. Just
Cheated on him. He wrote "Cry Me a River." I'm sure you guys know that song. You know, and he put a target on her back. He demonized this girl who was already being hounded by the press, hounded by the press, and he made her into like America's Most Wanted. And let's not even bring up who was it with Nipplegate?
Oh no, I didn't see that clip.
Janet Jackson. He's a gross guy. He's a gross guy. Take my word for it. He's a gross guy.
Where did you see this documentary? I'm like really intrigued, because a few clips I saw. Google.
Hulu.
Oh,
we have to pay for that here.
I'll do it.
Wait, you can log into my Hulu if you want. I'll give it to you afterwards.
Okay.
Oh, thanks.
Hanging on my list. Yeah, you guys need to watch it.
It's just strange because I've seen this on social media and all these. Okay, I feel bad for calling it a conspiracy now, but like it is a bit of a conspiracy. We have no confirmation of this, but it's just strange because I've heard about it for a while. And where's Britney then? Why is it still a thing? It's so strange.
Yeah, Free Britney has been like trending for a while now, and because you can tell by her Instagram posts that she's not all there. She's not lucid. And she was a smart girl, you know? I mean, she didn't finish high school, but she was emotionally intelligent. And the way she's posting sounds like it sounds like someone who thinks they know Britney, or like a middle-aged woman would post as a middle-aged woman. It's really, it's eerie and it's strange.
Yeah, I used to laugh at it, thinking like,
Yes.
oh, like Britney's crazy. I just thought it was funny and whatever.
Yeah.
But then obviously when everything came out, I just thought that is so creepy. That is so strange. I don't like, I unfollowed it because I was like, it's just a strange thing to see. It's not nice.
Yeah.
I just think,
I mean, I laughed at it like a couple years ago. I was like, this is like hilarious. Britney's just like a middle-aged mom now and like understands social media. But now it's like it looks like her eyeliner is tattooed onto her. She's never on camera without it. And her hair, I think my theory is after she shaved her head, it didn't grow back correctly. And someone freaked up her extensions like real bad, and she just hasn't got them redone. I don't know.
I don't get it. I don't get how like how she's not, how she's like, why can't she be like saved?
She's in, wait, how she what?
Everyone like has this big like theory, and it's like a theory that pretty much like has got a lot of evidence for it, like that it's actually happening. So why haven't like, I don't know, like the US government stepped in?
Because she's under conservatorship, which really only happens with like very old people who have dementia or Alzheimer's and can't be autonomous. They can't handle their own banking or their money or where they go or who they see because they're not right in the head. Mm-hmm. But Britney, like at the ripe age of 40 or so, was put under conservatorship under her father. Yeah. And since then, her father has been dictating who she gets to see, when she gets to see them, including her children. Her boyfriend is sketchy.
I thought that.
You know, on it.
That video. There's like a video of them, isn't there? Like working out or something.
Yeah.
Wait, what does he whisper?
Smile.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, that's freaky ass.
I miss the old Britney.
It's so sad, dude. The media did this to her, like, and now she's just stuck. There's nothing anyone can really do. All of her money goes to her father, so like, he's pretty powerful at this point. Mm. And I don't think she has any idea that people know or care, because she has zero access to social media, you know? And that's the saddest part.
I just keep thinking it's so strange. There's a whole documentary about this. Like, does she know? Does she know that she's got a whole documentary about it? I wonder if I don't follow her on social media, but I wonder if I don't know if you follow her, like, will she post about it? Surely if she knew.
She doesn't have access. She doesn't have her own. Like,
Britney post about it.
Yeah, so Britney would never post about it. I just pray to God that she knows that we know and that like we care. Yeah. You know? Because like she brought us so much joy, me personally, like as a child and in my teens, and still now I still listen to her music like every day. And she's just suffering. It's just so sad. It's like the worst case of like post Disney-itis that I've ever seen. You know how like Disney stars go crazy? This is the worst I've ever seen.
Do you think that, like, because it's always, you're right, I mean, mainly I've seen it's all the Disney stars. Do you think it's because the generation that watched the Disney stars is the generation that's now grown up with social media and like just abuse people and like, I don't know, it's just strange.
Really good point. That's a really good point. I never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because obviously they're the stars that are growing up alongside social media and where it first came out, because the Disney stars are those people, the people that grew up when it was first coming out and was really popular. They were the first people to experience some kind of other audience and some kind of new media that they never knew before. Like everyone before them never had this opinion, and like it was all just in the magazines and everything like that. But social media is so much bigger than that. Like there's so many more opinions. Maybe that's what's kind of made everyone.
That's a really good parallel.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was because they were really young when they started, so
yeah, and
they weren't able to grow up properly.
Yeah.
Those like this lifestyle that they kind of grew out of, and like they mixed with like all of like the wrong kind of people.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there are definitely like some creepos around them.
But then there's like people like Liz McGuire, Hilary Duff. She's thriving. She's just like.
She's like, I feel like
get out alive.
Yeah, like also like Ariana Grande, like she's just gone up and up and up. But maybe that's because she wasn't one of like the main, like she wasn't like one of the stars that you know from that. Like she was in like Victorious, right? And like that was Nickelodeon, I think.
And that was quite a bit later as well.
Yeah, and she wasn't like the main character, whereas like people like Miley Cyrus.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I think with Miley Cyrus, she just wanted to push away from Hannah Montana so much that she just like completely, like she needs to like remodel her whole image.
When Can't Be Tamed came out, I was so hyped. That was the best ever. That was my song for like 2 months in a row.
I went to watch her like in concert.
Did you?
Yeah, honestly, it was so good. She was actually really, really good. But yeah, I went to watch her on tour. It was like the first tour she did, like after, like there was the first tour she did like as like Miley, and like she sang The Climb, like she sang like Fly on the Wall, like and it was just like it was so good. And then like a year later, she was like on stage like twerking. It's just such a U-turn. Oh, it's so funny. But yeah, she's really good actually.
Did you guys see Gorilla Glue Hair Girl?
No.
Abby?
No.
Oh my god. What Twitter are you? You guys, are you on Twitter, Layla?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I've not got a very good feed, probably because I didn't use it that much. I'm all about TikTok. Gorilla, I'm Googling it now. Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, but it's different, isn't it? We don't get the same thing.
Oh, the Forever Ponytail. Woman shares ordeal after using Gorilla Glue on her hair.
Yes, we need to show this video. You need to see it. She made like almost $6,000 on her GoFundMe, rightly so. Because this is so sad, but so funny.
How did this come about?
Wait, there's a video about it happening because her spray looked like a different spray. I don't know.
On this article it says that when she does her hair, she usually finishes it off with Got to Be spray.
Yes.
Did she use glue?
Yeah, she used the Gorilla Glue spray.
Oh, was that hairspray? No, it's wood glue.
Yeah,
like
she thought it was hairspray. Like, come on. That's a bit stupid, isn't it?
Oh, that's awful. Oh my god.
Wait, and the hairspray.
We need to watch the video. We need to watch the video. Can someone pull up the original video?
Oh.
This is almost, well, no, it is. It's so much worse. But whenever I think of like hair fail videos on the internet, I always think back to the one where this girl's like curling her hair. And the hair comes off.
That happened to me, you know. That literally. Yeah, at university on a night, so we were literally getting ready for a night out, and I was literally just finishing off my hair. I was ready, and what I'd done, I think what I'd done, I'd left my hair naturally curly. My hair's crazy curly naturally, so I had to put like some kind of hairspray in it during the day. So when I went to like touch up the curls with my curling tong, obviously the hairspray was on there during the day. So when I went to curl it, I literally curled it right to the root of my hair as well. And it literally just came off onto the curling tong. And I had like this stump on the top of my head for so long. Do you know what? I still think it hasn't fully grown out. But I won't get it out. Yeah, it's awful. On the night out.
Famous video of this girl like curling.
Did you still go out?
Pardon? Oh, wait.
Did you still go out?
Did you go out?
Oh yeah, it just meant I had to get really drunk.
Yeah, forget about it.
I was crying and screaming, and the girl's like, "Just drink, just keep it, just keep drinking. It's fine."
The morning after I bet must have been just brutal. Just like
I did forget, and then it's a nightmare. It took so long to grow.
oh,
That's so traumatic.
I'm so sad. You're joking. I didn't get it at first.
before we get into it, she has beautiful eyes.
Yeah, she does.
Very cute.
Like
beautiful.
her hair doesn't act like it doesn't look bad.
But her hair, oh
It doesn't look bad. Like you wouldn't know. I didn't even realize she had it in at that point until she started.
That's what I thought. I thought, oh, she's doing her hair. She's about to put it on, and she said she had it like that for a month.
Yeah.
She went to the ER a couple days ago once her video went viral, and they had to shave her whole head, like right until back here.
Oh my god.
Would it even grow back like after?
Yeah.
Mine would.
You can get like super glue off your fingers. I've gotten super glue off my fingers, and I assume
that gorilla stuff's a different thing. Like that's like the strongest stuff.
you sound like you have history with it.
Like
Oh, that's so sad.
Tape is like it's like the most strongest tape.
Why would they make this? Why would they make this?
But why would she put it on her head, guys? Like, if my hair's not going the right way, I don't tape it up with like my sellotape.
If my hair's not going right, if I like run out of hairspray, I don't like go to the shed and get some like spray. Like, oh my god.
I mean, was it? I couldn't tell by the video. Was it that she just confused it?
No,
if she confused it, why do you have Gorilla Glue in your bathroom?
Yeah, I know.
But
That's
if you
true.
didn't confuse it, I don't know if that's your fault.
She said that she ran out of her hairspray, so she decided to use that instead.
Oh, girl.
Nah, self-inflicted. That's her fault. Like
I can't believe that.
I feel bad for her though. God bless.
Yeah, I feel bad for her. Like, no one wants to shave their head. No, sorry, no one should shave their head without wanting to.
Yeah.
Although I'm saying on TikTok, so many girls, I don't know whether it was because it was when everyone was in lockdown, but I was just literally seeing so many girls shave their head because they were like, do it now, because you're never going to do it if you don't do it now. And it just made me think, maybe I should do it.
No.
All these, honestly, it's TikTok, it's getting in my head.
No. I need to make a sound that says, hey, if you're thinking about it, don't. Just
like,
don't.
I think their like actual shaved moment is like, it actually looks good. It can look good on like
it can.
Like it looks good, but it's like the bit when it's starting to grow back. That's
yeah.
It's like not good.
When it looks like a buzz cut, you know.
Yeah. Or like even when it's like I don't know.
It's like yay high.
Yeah, like right here.
Oh yay high. Oh my gosh.
Like a little bowl cut.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do with that? Okay, what else?
Layla, Adrienne mentioned the other day that when she's on TikTok for too long, a message pops up that she spent too long on TikTok, so she should get off. Have you had that come up on your TikTok before?
No.
Neither have I. Neither have I. And we were talking about how long
Adrienne, either of you.
We were talking about how long Adrienne spends on it, because I think I spend like a lot of time on TikTok.
You spend like 20 minutes.
Let me see what it says.
Abby's like, I spend a lot of time on TikTok. Like, minutes maybe.
Nah, the longest I've spent probably is about 45 minutes in one go.
Okay, my phone. Okay, that's not a good example.
Thank you.
It doesn't. Yeah, no. I don't know. It depends. Weekends I spend more time on TikTok because I don't know. I feel like it just makes my brain turn to mush.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And Adrienne said that last night. I've never heard of that in my life. I don't think that's a thing. I don't.
You want to bet?
Maybe it's like a US thing, because you know like gonna delete TikTok and everything. Maybe it's like to stop people going on it, because I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, I've never.
You guys are like really embarrassing me. Like,
you're the one that said it in the last one.
because I thought it was a normal thing. All my friends get it.
Maybe it is an American thing
US,
then.
it must be a US thing then.
It'd be really nice if it was, but it's definitely not.
Hold on, I thought that they were getting TikTok banned in America. Was this just like one of those stupid like rumors that flew around in the media?
I think Trump was going for it, wasn't he? He was
Yeah, it never actually happened.
Oh, thank God. Because I was literally thinking
about it too. I was like, so what's gonna happen?
American TikTok is so much better than British TikTok.
Is there a difference?
Oh, in terms of the content, there's like some good British content, but like it's very British, and the most creative and the most elaborate TikToks are always American, always.
I do find, but I'm a very British humor kind of person. Like,
I can see that.
So, well, I prefer British TikTok because I just like find them funnier. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. You know it is.
Because like I don't know, British humor is a lot blunter, which is kind of like me. So I.
You are blunt. You are. Sometimes you message me stuff and I'm like, are you mad at me?
I'm just blunt.
Yeah. Oh my God, no, that's just how she is.
I'm a really blunt, sarcastic person.
You are very blunt.
Yeah, so I prefer UK TikTok, to be fair, but yeah, the American TikTok, I think there's like more of it, like definitely, like there's a lot more, like different trends and stuff, because even on American Twitter, you've got completely different, like we can't access some of the stuff that you can't access some of like the trends that you've got, like it's weird. Yeah,
I think maybe that's why I had like a bit of a block when I definitely didn't see anything on my feed initially looking at Black History Month, but like I still struggled even searching it. It's just that was weird. So I think there must be some kind of block or something, even searching things.
Yeah, definitely. I think there is. I had to go really deep into like Twitter to kind of find anything like really like relevant about Black History Month in the US, whereas I feel like Adrienne, you probably typed B in the search bar. That's
yeah, pretty much. So do you guys have like favorite like TikTokers at all, or is it just like randos?
Mine's so random. Like I have specific TikTok like themes, obviously. What's the word for it? Algorithm. That obviously TikTok has given me like, it's kind of worked out an algorithm for me, but no specific TikTokers.
Abby?
I don't follow specific TikTokers, but like I've got ones that come up a lot on my For You page.
Oh yeah.
But they are primarily British. Like, obviously you've got like a Charli D'Amelio dance pops up now and then, but other than that, like it's all like British kind of ones. But yeah.
How about you?
I have like two, pretty much just like one that I actually like really like. Her name is Lady Efron, as in like the Duchess of like Zac Efron or whatever. And she's really funny. I thought that it sent, but I don't think it did. I wanted to show you guys like her page, or just search like Lady Efron on TikTok if you I don't think it's going to.
I feel like it's a fail if you like. I feel like it's not going to be funny if your name is that.
Oh, I hate you. Okay.
I've never seen this lady ever.
Really?
Yeah, and she's got so many followers. I've never.
She's got so many followers, and she's like in this TikTok house. It's called like the Common House or whatever. But it's not like one of those like annoying like stupid TikTok houses. Like they're all pretty funny, and like one of the guys that they're in the house with is like really hot.
Yeah, I've never seen him.
And like he's like funny too. Let me find his name.
Oh, I tell you what.
Video.
Oh, okay. Wait, I'll tell you what videos
Look
made me die. The ones where like the Omegle ones.
Oh yeah.
When they come on my feed page, I literally, some of them are so funny. It's
Did
so,
you guys go on Omegle when you were kids?
You called it Omegle.
it's Omegle.
Omegle.
But yeah, obviously, who didn't? It was the weirdest thing that you do as a child, and it's really creepy to have done
I
that.
literally felt like I was being so. I hated every second. When I was like at sleepovers, my friends are like, "Let's go on Omegle." I was like, "No, I don't want to."
I was that friend that was like, "I'm turning it on."
I'd be like, "I don't want to be in the camera. I don't want to be in the camera."
It was like, "Let me in." I was like, "Let me find my new American boyfriend."
Oh my god!
And rather, it was just
it's like literally
creepy
a bunch
men.
of
Oh
weirdos
my
on
God.
there.
It was so scary. I hated it.
I loved it just purely because we would. Okay, obviously it was really creepy, but we just try and make a laugh out of it. Like we would, it's so bad. Like I would like put pseudo-cream. You know pseudo-cream? Is that in America? Really? Okay, just like this weird cream that like you sometimes put on your spots. And I would put it on because I had acne at the time, so I put it on my forehead, and then I was like, screw it. So I put it all over my face and put like a scarf around my head and hid in the background of like a really dark room whilst my friends were on Omegle. And the guys on the screen were like, what is that in the background? And the girls were like, what are you talking about? There's nothing there. And I just pretend to be some like creepy ghost. So that's why I liked it.
Wow.
I still have a photo somewhere of it as well.
That's so much
Wow.
Ours, we just sat in front of the laptop. Every time a new person came up, we just scream and like.
Yeah. Say we had zero personality with it. We were just like, okay, go. Don't hang up. Then shut the laptop.
That is so funny. Such a weird website. I don't get it. Like it's so weird.
Why is it a thing? It's
I
so
don't know.
strange. Yeah.
And like I know like a lot of people do, but I've never in my life been sat at home on my own and thought, do you know what? I'm gonna go on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let me pop open Omegle.
But you barely ever find a group of people. Like it always seems to be like 90% of the time one person, like man or woman as well, because there's a mix.
Yeah.
It's
So weird.
Creepy.
Why is it still a thing? I didn't even know it wasn't until I started seeing it on TikTok.
Illegal. It should be illegal.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
It really should.
So creepy.
Thanks for listening, whoever's listening. It's been Adrienne, Abigail, and Layla, and have a new podcast in a week or so. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.